How you going, guys? Curtis from Cutting Edge Engineering. Today's job, we're going to be back on the Franna Crane project. We're going to be tearing down and inspecting the winch. So I have pulled apart plenty of winches, but never one of these. So I did do a bit of research to find out a little bit more about it. This is Italian made. It is a Bravini Ridatori winch. That company is very well known for building industrial style gearboxes and 90-degree drives. And after searching the image on the side of the motor, I also found out that was Italian made, but I can't really pronounce that. So that's basically just a hydraulic motor going through a reduction drive that drives the winch. But as you can see, like the rest of the crane, there is quite a lot of corrosion around the winch. The name plaque on the side does state it was made in 2007, and that doesn't really add up with the year that the crane was built, so this is probably not the original winch from the crane. And I don't know if it's ever been serviced or inspected, so we're going to do that today. During the teardown, we're going to be looking for just general wear and tear. We might have to replace some bearings, and we are going to do the seals in it. Unfortunately, the rope won't be used ever again. It will be taken off the drum and thrown in the bin. Like a lot of things when it comes to crane, there are things that need to be replaced, and rope is definitely one of them. Hopefully the rest is just general wear and tear, and we don't have to replace any major components. So the first thing we're going to be doing is removing the hydraulic motor. So that's the motor off. I'm not going to be doing the teardown on that. I do have a good mate of mine that has a workshop dedicated to building hydraulic motors. So he has the facility up there to test the pressures, do a full teardown, and the clean room to do the reassembly. So even though there is a little bit of corrosion around the motor, there wasn't any dramas with it. It was working correctly. So I'm not expecting this to have any issues, maybe just a new seal kit. We're just going to have to wait and see what he says about the motor. So now with that off, we're going to get onto the winch itself. The next thing I'm going to remove is the winch tensioner roller. That holds tension against the rope, so when the winch is running, it doesn't allow the rope to overlap the layer before it, damage the cable, and create a bird's nest. So I'm just going to spray some WD-40 on these grub screws. It's not the best thing for trying to penetrate a rusty thread. There are lots of other products out there, but that's all I've got on hand, so we're just going to use that. So while that seeps into those threads a little bit, I'm going to remove the bolts that hold the tensioning springs in place. Off with that. Now we can get on to removing the tensioner itself. So I've got 6 grub screws to undo and 2 roll pins to knock out. So let's see how we go. Ooh. That is tight. That's going to be a problem. So that's not coming undone, that is fully seized. I'm just going to apply a little bit of heat. So that worked exactly as I'd hoped. When you apply a little bit of heat, what that does is force the grub screw to expand. When it expands, it crushes all of the rust and everything around it. And then when you cool it back down again, it shrinks. Famous last words. So that roll pin just isn't moving, it is seized in there. So I'm going to apply a little bit of heat to the end of the shaft and hopefully get everything to free up a little bit.
Oh man, that's just totally bent.
Righto, so I've bent 3 punches trying to get out those roll pins. I'm not going to waste any more time on that. We're going to try and get the rest of this apart so I can get some access in there to cut that shaft, and then we'll have to make a new one. Oh. Dear Lord. More heat. Shouldn't be that tight. It's supposed to move freely. So I got those grub screws out. There is quite a lot of corrosion down inside those holes, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get this to move side to side. There is a little bit of room on one side. I'll be able to reach there with a grinder, and then we'll just have to deal with the other side. So like the rest of it, everything's pretty seized. That whole assembly doesn't move very freely. So to cut the shaft, I'm going to have to cut a little bit off the side of this boss, and then I can remove that whole assembly. So now we've got the tensioner out of the way, we're going to keep tearing down the winch. The next thing I'm going to do is unbolt the hydraulic brake assembly. Won't be much. Metal. There's been water in there. Look at that metal.
Can't see anything damaged though.
Oh, we haven't opened up the rest of it yet. So there is a few metal flakes and stuff floating around in the oil. It doesn't look to be coming from the brake assembly. I'm going to say it's coming from the inside. So we'll put that one to the side and we're going to keep disassembling the winch. So now I'm going to undo all the bolts so we can separate the two cheek plates from the winch drum.
Ooh.
So that's the two cheek plates off. Now we're going to remove the winch rope. So that's the winch rope off, but before I keep disassembling the drum, I would like to strain this oil to see if there's any metal particle in it. So there was no metal particle in the oil, it is just extremely dirty. This probably hasn't been serviced since 2007 because the only way to change the oil in these winches is to run the rope pretty much all the way off the drum, and there is a drain plug in the side of the drum that you drain the oil from and fill it from. But it is a good sign that we didn't find any metal, so we're going to keep pulling this down.
You want it?
I'll do this one.
Good boy, you get it. Good boy. From Thomas. I know he will tear them up in a day.
Maybe it's not last a day.
Get it, get it. His little tail. Good boy. Oh my God.
It's just everything's so rusty.
Yeah.
Righto, so that top cover came off without too much trouble. Inside that cover we have the main bearing that supports the end of the winch drive and also the first inner ring gear. And inside the winch drum has all the Planetary gears, and it looks to be a 3-stack system. So each gear set is made up of a few different parts. You have the sun gear, which is right in the middle. It then attaches to the 3 outer planet gears. They are mounted to a carrier, and then it goes out to the internal ring gear. So there is a deep reduction as you go down through the stack, and that's where these planet gears get so much power from. So this Planetary system is very similar to what you'd find in the final drives of a dozer, an excavator or a dump truck. The amount of horsepower you can get by running a drive system through a Planetary set is unbelievable. That's why they use them in so many different applications like winches, and the more stacks of the Planetary system in a final drive or a gear train will exert a lot more power.
Oh. What? Yep. Oop. Wow.
So that's the 3 gear stacks removed. Before I flip this over to take off the other end plate, I'm going to remove this dowel. Loctite on. Oh. Just pull a bit out of the socket. Righto, so after a pretty long battle with all those bolts on that end plate, we did finally get it off. Next thing I need to do is remove all the snap rings so I can retrieve all the bearings. Part of it. Oh, it's close to coming out too. Just a standard rotating seal. Righto guys, that's our winch drum completely disassembled. All in all, everything is in really good condition. There isn't any damage done to the Planetary gears or the Sun gears. The bearings don't feel like they have any end float. They're in pretty good shape as well. They're just going to need a really good clean out. We are going to replace the O-rings and all of the rotational seals and the face seals. And I'm also going to replace all of the fasteners. They fought me the whole way just because they got so much corrosion built up around them and they were actually Loctited in place. But we're not quite finished just yet. I do have some roll pins I need to knock out of the end plates from the winch drum. I've also got roll pins in the end of the winch drum which I may have to weld a nut to so I can draw them out. I also need to remove the shaft out of the cable tensioner. So those roll pins were quite easy to remove. I just had to knock them through the plate. The ones in the winch drum, on the other hand, they might be a little bit more difficult. So I am going to weld a nut to them and hopefully just wind them out. If not, I should be able to draw them out. Oh.
Damn it.
You're kidding me.
Oh my god.
It's getting shorter.
Yes.
So after a little bit of a battle, we did manage to get all of the roll pins out. Now we can move on with the next bit, which is getting that shaft out of the cable tensioner.
Did that move it?
No. Roll pin's still in there.
Okay.
Still in there.
That's bizarre.
Isn't it? Righto guys, so I have managed to drill the shaft out of the end of those spring arms, but unfortunately I still can't make the roll pins move. I'm not going to spend any more time trying to do that, and because of the state of the cable tensioner and how seized the shaft is, I've decided I'm not going to spend any more time on it. I'm just going to make up a new one. It's going to be cheaper and faster in the long run. But that's the winch teardown completed. We do have to order in some new parts like O-rings and seals. I do have to make up some new parts. I'll also have to measure and order in the new winch rope, and I need to send the motor out to have it checked and tested. But overall, the winch is in pretty good condition. I will need to give everything a very good clean and a sandblast before we can do the reassembly. And considering if we had to replace this winch, it would be in excess of $10,000. So today was a really good outcome. But you'll have to stay tuned for the next video. Thanks for watching. It is a Bravini Ridatori. I hope I said that right. I'll offend some people. It is a Bondioli and Pavis, I believe. That's how you say it. So that's basically just a hydraulic, oh, for fuck's sake. Right, is my hat on straight?
Yeah. No.
What do you mean? Righto guys, so that is our winch drum completely disassembled. The bearings don't feel like they've got any weird notching in them. They just need a really good clean. Oh, fuck off, George! Oh, it's tight. Of course. Wait a minute. I can complete my kit now. So I found all my bits.
Okay.
Right,
Yep. Does it fit? That's too big.
Oh, fuck, it's too big.
I knew that.
That's what she said. Oh, it's going to be some random size.
What? Was the other one pointy like that too?
Yep.
Oh, it looks smaller.
It's average.
It smells weird. It smells like off fruit. It's a weird smell.
It's gear oil.
Nah, that's not gonna work. You gotta get that out of the way.
Really?
Yeah. Do you want me to hold this one?
Just fucking hold it.
Oh, I got to wear earplugs. That's the most terriblest sound. Oh my god. This is going to happen with everyone.
Every single fucking bolt.
Is that it?
That's it.
Oh, thank Lord.
Sweat my balls out.
This'll be fun.
What? Fun's not the word.
Fun for the viewers.
Fun for the viewers, not for Curtis. Fuck. Gonna make a new pin, but like those welds are terrible.
The whole thing looks
Woeful.
yucky. Is it definitely a roll pin?
It's a roll pin.
Was that a separate piece?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's extremely hot. Don't touch it.
I thought it was. Oh, no. Go on. He knows there's another one. I'm going to hide this one. Hide it over here. Where's your pig? Get it. It's all good. Whoops. Jimmy, what you got? Go get it. Where is it? Go find it.